Boom, we are live. Don't mind the hair. I don't have time to fix it. Today we're going to talk about what is a worthless opinion, why white dating coaches have worthless opinions as facts. We're going to go over testimonials from other dating coaches. In this case, we're going to go over James Tusk over here. James Tusk over here only has one Daygame laid testimonial, which makes him a fraud because they expect to get laid from their boot camps. So since we're going to go over all the testimonials, we're going to define what exactly is a worthless opinion. And this is just my opinion. But anyone who has less than 10 Daygame laid testimonials has a worthless opinion. Of course, not too many people in the world has more than 10 laid testimonials that covers or discards 99% of people. So let's look at the scoreboard, shall we? I'm just posting this onto the forum group so that way they can see this video is live. A scoreboard is very simple. I have 502 laid poll testimonials. And you don't realize how hard it is to get 502 laid poll testimonials for John Elite. Self-proclaimed high lay count guy who also has a worthless opinion, which means less than 10 laid testimonial. He's only got 3 for Daygame. So therefore, it doesn't matter about his Tinder testimonials or his padded testimonials when the students didn't get laid. It's still considered worthless opinion if you have less than 10 laid testimonials. So therefore, Justin Wayne has 10. Luckily, that doesn't make him a worthless opinion. But he's just right on the fucking border. And you saw earlier, James Tusk only has 1 laid testimonial, exactly the same as Paul Janka or Scamka. How could that be? First, we have this tall ectomorph called Paul Janka last time on the YouTube Live. If you guys didn't watch it, this Ben Shapiro impression. Look him up, Ben Shapiro, in case you don't know. And now you have a stronger guy with some muscles, like James Tusk. But James Tusk also has only 1 laid testimonial. That's less than 10. Therefore, he has a worthless opinion as facts. And the funny thing is that I actually looked over all his fucking testimonials. Same with Paul Scamka. So we're going to go over every single one of their testimonials. Last time we went over Paul Janka's testimonials. And he's only got 1 lay testimonials. So what is a worthless opinion? It means you have less than 10 lay testimonials, so you can discard their advice. People always says like, John, what do you think of this guy's advice? What do you think of that white dating coach's advice? What do you think of UMP? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? Well, if they have less than 10 lay testimonials, why would you listen? It's like, this is your potential results. So if they only got 1 laid testimonial, you're going to get no fucking results whatsoever. People don't get it. You got 3 laid testimonials in Daygame. How the fuck are you supposed to get laid from that? Are you zombies like stupid or something? All right. So do you know that if you listen to a Daygame coach with less than 10 Daygame laid testimonials, mostly white guys, you will not get laid. This already cuts over 95% of dating coaches, as crazy as that sounds. So it's not just like, oh, don't listen to white dating coaches, go to minorities. No, whoever has the most Daygame laid testimonials in the world, listen to them. So what's going on here? It just fills their pockets with money, funding white plausibility. That's right, white plausibility. With Paul Scamka, with 50,000 fucking clients. 50,000. And only 1 person's gotten laid from his coaching or his books or whatever the fuck. Imagine how much money he's made from the sheeps. Paul Scamka. Of course, I have all his testimonials too. Not just James the fraud Tusk over here. I also have Paul Scamka's testimonials. They're right over here. And we can look in this section. The only person that's gotten laid over here is just 1 guy who got a girlfriend for Paul Scamka. So he has a worthless opinion. Every single piece of opinion that came out of his mouth doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't fucking matter. Same with James Tusk. But it's like, oh, but he's tall, he's white, he must be good. And James Tusk is like stronger than Paul Jenka. In the future, we'll go over shorter white dating coaches too that are not as good looking. We'll put them all up there. We'll put them all. And then we'll see if there's a pattern. Why will you listen to somebody with less than 10 late testimonials or they only have one? How can two of them have only one? That means all these years they're a dating coach. They have scammed everyone. Well, not exactly scammed, but frauded. Because you expect to get laid and they're making money of it, monetary value. You're not getting laid. Therefore, that is more of a fraud than a scam. So imagine how much money you've given Paul Jenka. And he married a woman below his look scale. I mean, he is the worst dating coach in history for Daygame so far, Paul Jenka. I know it sounds crazy because we're so used to hearing, oh, it's all if a dating coach is white, he must be good at Daygame. They can't even they can't get you laid in their boot camps. And they don't even have a single Daygame same day lay infield from open to insta date to pull to a cab and it ends there, or pour water on our tits to a pull home, bedroom escalation to sex. They don't have that. I'm not saying you need a lot of them. I'm saying you need at least to show one of them. But they'll make excuses. Oh, there's legality problems. You can't record in the bedroom for audio. Shut the fuck up. Just show us one. No, you guys are dropping off because you guys realize that's true. We have never in our lifetime ever seen a white dating coach ever show a same day lay, except for one guy from Latvia. A big, tall Russian brunette guy from Latvia who's good looking. Just one guy. But he got a rape charge from it. So, whatever. How could that be? That means is white plausibility. You auto trust just because they're white. So you might as well double down on the worship of tall white dating coaches. But that's a worship tax. White plausibility is wasting your money. And while you're dumb enough to fund this like a stupid zombie sheep, and I get it, you guys are not making as much money during a pandemic, and you guys are really worried that if you drive out there to Daygame, you're going to waste more gas. I get it. So now you're more delusional. Lower self-esteem, higher delusions. I get it. But I'm going to share with you 3 secrets with you that they don't want you to know. That's going to revolutionize the way you think about worshiping dating coaches with less than 10 lay testimonials, which is called a worthless opinion. So how the fuck could 2 coaches in a row have a worthless opinion? First, Paul Skamka, now James Tusk. What are the odds? What if all of them have less than 1 or 2 or 3 late testimonials? Self-proclaimed high lay count guy for Daygame, 3. And he stuffs the fucking testimonial section like he stuffs a turkey full of just any positive comments. Oh, I got over a red pill. Testimonial. Oh, I got dates lined up. Testimonial. Did they get laid for Daygame? No. I only care if it's Daygame or night game. Pickup. Not some fucking cheap penny stocks. Comparing to more expensive stocks like Daygame. See, Daygame requires you to be 20 out of 35, which requires social skills and social calibrations. That's why it is harder for these white dating coaches. They are not above the 20 out of 35 line of fuckability. They're autistic. So therefore, they can only spam approach. They may have a girlfriend back at home, and they can spam approach. They can use white plausibility. So what's white plausibility? They show these stupid stats on their charts that they made. I can make stats like, look at this. My first 100 lay testimonials, right? Here's 200th. Who gives a fuck? There's 502 right now. Should I be practicing Daygame when trying to build my V-taper and money? You should do all at the same fucking time. Because it's 20 out of 35. Don't you understand? In night game, you don't have to be 20 out of 35. That's why ABCs of low self-esteem can do it. But they only got 6 Daygame late testimonial. So therefore, they have a worthless fucking opinion. 6 is not above 10. Same with Queefing Casanova. And he works out. He works out. Steroids. Steroids. Queefing Casanova and his students, steroids. So don't use steroids. And he made a video showing he used steroids. Steroids are Machiavellian people that has to win at all costs. But it's a worthless opinion because he didn't get more than 10 lay testimonial. That means how many people got more than 10 lay testimonial? This discards like over 95%, maybe 96% of the day game industry. So for the people that are showing up, I'm saying if they have less than 10 day game lay testimonial, they have a worthless opinion. Just like when I show you guys Paul Janka over here, he has less than 10 lay testimonial, only one. And I was showing James Tusk over here. He actually, I'm going to read all his testimonials. He actually has one. After all this time, he just collected all that fucking money from people. Only one lay testimonial. And one of them, I'm not sure if it's a lay or not, they reword it in such a way that's confusing. But you'll see the same pattern with Paul Scamka and him. But I digress. Let's continue. All right. So I'm Johnny Lee. I'm a day game coach who has 500 plus day game laid poll testimonial, 502 right now to be exact. So what is a worthless opinion? It is when a day game coach has less than 10 day game lay testimonials. It's their lay testimonials, that the stupid fucking zombie sheeps refuses to look at, which reviews your potential results or your lack of it if you take their training. Their advice is nothing but delusional autistic madness. So I say discard it. Fucking discard that shit. No matter how good it sounds. Because you might be saying, whoa, UMP's advice sounds so great, or Johnny Burba's advice, or whatever his advice. Isn't it this, John? Isn't it that? They always ask me, isn't it this? Well, your answer to your question is, how many lay testimonials do they have in Daygame? If they have less than 10, who gives a fuck what their advice is? I don't have anything against white people. These dudes get more attention, hypergamy action. No, you don't get it. The white people that are getting more action are not the dating coaches. That's in plain and simple. Exactly. The dating coaches, none of them are really that good. What you've mistaken, JP, due to your autism, is that the blue pill are the guys with perfect social skills. You see in this chart, 2.5. Dating coaches don't have social skills. I'll show in the future infield analysis of all of them. They all have the zombie flow drill. They can't do 3 steps. So all this time, you thought they had great social skills. But if their social skills are so great, why are they getting roasted for it? For their verbals, the cheesy verbals. In fact, the people that are roasting them has less than 10 lay testimonial. They have 3, which is fucking hilarious. Johnny Elite has the world's best infield analysis. 502 lay poll testimonials to back it up. So I can see things you guys cannot see because you guys are autistic. Therefore, you think, oh, white dating coaches, he must be good. Or maybe you are so fucking autistic, you can't tell that it's creepy, fucking weird behaviors from other white dating coaches. What extra things could you offer besides ashwagandha? There's also another thing I can offer called that works on adrenaline. It doesn't mean you buy adrenaline source thing that reduces the adrenaline. So that's another thing. It causes the fight, flight, and freeze response, but it gives you a new direction of thinking. That's all I gotta say. Which vitamin and mineral gets rid of it? That's a secret. Let's continue. So now that you realize white plausibility is your delusions because of your zombie fucking brain, you're putting together the wrong pieces of information. These guys are all autistic. The people that have trained me in the inner circle, the tall white guys, they are the ones with the perfect social skills, 2.5. They have perfect body language, or at least if it's not perfect, they have 2. Don't you get it? That's already like, that's already this, and they have perfect emotional control. Their game is not perfect, but they're way over the line. They're above 20 out of 35. They're closer to like 23 or 25 out of 35 for the inner circle. There's a lot of tall, good-looking white guys. They get laid like easily because they already mastered the first 2. The problem with all these guys like Charisma King and all these no-proof white dating coaches is that they don't have the social skill flow drill. They can't do 3 steps due to the corpus callosum issues. So therefore, what are they focused on? If it's not up here, right? These 2 things, right? Over here. If it's not those 2, then what is it? They're focusing on right there. Emotional control, which is called charisma, charm. And they're focusing on what the tall ogre guy says, which is, oh, it's all game tactics, it's all tactics, it's all strategy, as they say. Yeah, tactics and strategy right here. Really? If that's the only thing that it is, then that's only 2.5 points at most. So that's a problem with people that are allegedly autistic and Asperger's. They can only see tactics. They can only see charm and charisma and the expectation you're going to get laid. They can't fucking see social skills and social calibrations, even when they analyze the infields in the future. You're so right. I mean, Julian himself, the dude's creepy, and he didn't get banned from a place. Yeah, that's the funny thing is that a lot of these guys that are socially uncalibrated has been canceled by the media. Have you noticed that? They have been on the news and been canceled. They're not like the righteous, they're the corrupt. That's the truth. Julian Blanc, even Jan Lifestyle also got banned in Vancouver twice. He'd been kicked out of every fucking store, bookstores, Pacific Center, Oak Ridge Center, everywhere, Metrotown. He's banned. And on top of that, he got in the news for a University of British Columbia, UBC. They kicked him out again because he was creepy. Natural my ass. Do you see a pattern here? Jan Lifestyle is the second worst day game coach in the world, right next to Paul Jenka. They're both good looking. Jan Lifestyle only has 0 day game late testimonials for his boot camps. So Paul Jenka is above him, but he has 1 for his course. But just 1. I have like hundreds. Do you see a pattern here? So now you know everything that comes out of Jan Lifestyle's mouth is a worthless opinion because there's less than 10 late testimonials. Just because it works at night game. Night game, you just need 15 out of 35, not 20 out of 35. Now you're all getting it. You're like, oh shit, you're right. So you're like, John, I listen to all this bullshit fucking advice. All of you sheeps are like, I've been listening to fucking bullshit advice everywhere. Oh my god, John, they have less than 10 day game late testimonials. I'm a cunt. Now my brain's fucked. Yes, exactly. Your brain is fucked. You're like, oh shit, you're right. So that means nothing out of James Tutt's mouth or what's his fucking name? Paul Scamka or Scam Lifestyle matters. It's all bullshit. What about R.C. Todd? How many testimonials does he have? He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. He's telling this half truth and how it's all game. He has 3 day game late testimonials tied with self-proclaimed high late count guy, which is fucking hilarious. Let's continue. So I'm going to share with you 2 testimonials with you today. 2 white dating coaches, James Tuss and Paul Jenka. Both only has 1 day game late testimonials each. So I'm going to share with you the 3 secrets about when day game coaches have less than 10 day game late testimonials and how you can stop getting brainwashed by good sounding advice due to white plausibility. This is like part 3 of it. Because of white plausibility, you have mistaken them to be the same as all the blue-pilled white people who are fucking masters of social skills. They may not have the perfect body language of a natural who has a perfect body language, but you think these autistic fucks without social skills and social calibrations using charm and charisma, you have lumped them together with guys without autism. So you assume they're the same. They're not the same. So this guy from Toronto, yeah, that's the problem. This guy called Game Easy. Hey, so when his advice is that there's nothing backing up, there's no late testimonials, there's no proof. If he's teaching the same thing as Jan Lifestyle and saying stuff like, I like your style, I like your style, I like your style. Now we know because there's no late testimonials behind it, a worthless opinion in Toronto. We can safely discard every single one of their advice from whatever easy bullshit. Because he looks like a dating coach and just because he looked confident and he's teaching boot camps doesn't mean he has any fucking day game late testimonials. I have 502 late post testimonials. He has 0 proof, 0, all self-proclaimed. You see that? Now you can safely stop being held fucking hostage because John's short, therefore he's giving good advice. This guy's giving good advice. He's short. It's like John. No, fuck you. This guy's not giving good advice. This guy's giving bullshit advice. Same fucking thing. Most of these guys, these little Ninja Turtles, always act confident. And in 2 years, you never hear from them again. They get canceled or they disappear. Most of the other Asian dating coaches. I have been teaching for 11 years now, since 2012, a long fucking time. I started teaching boot camps without being on the internet. Around 2014, I finally moved my business to the internet. So I've been around for a long fucking time. I may not have a lot of subscribers, but I've been around for that long. So I know your advice is facts, but man, I really don't want to wear elevator shoes. It's not about elevator shoes. Even if you don't want to wear it, you have to get 20 out of 35. So if you're lacking in height, you can do it without it, but you need to compensate with better social skills and social calibrations and practice the mirror or use your elite access or your Skypes if you have my course. But if you're unwilling to do that, you deserve to fucking fail. Hey, are you that guy who's still a virgin? Nobody will know who you are. You should be listening to my advice and not using your stuff, unless you're somebody else, JP. I'm not sure. I hope you're not that guy. But if you don't want to wear elevator shoes, then have fucking fun. Just because you wear elevator shoes doesn't mean you have the right fashion, the whitewash fashion, or the right watches, or the right stuff that makes you higher in terms of money or husband material or status. It doesn't. So it doesn't matter if you don't have any fucking social skills and social calibrations. Then what does it matter? It doesn't fucking matter. So do whatever you want. If you don't want to get laid, that's fine. Ridiculous. I know what you're probably thinking. Oh, if they look confident in their infield, it's like Game Easy TV, then they're pretty good advice. Hey, John, isn't it like validation? Or I thought it was that. Or, you're supposed to say, oh, I like your style. So we can look at their lay testimonials for Daygame, just the lay ones. And then we can extract or make a list of the lowest testimonial count. Then, once we know who has the lowest testimonials, there's one white dating coach has 0 lay testimonials. You guys think he's the best. I know, crazy, right? He's not that good looking, but he's not. But that's not the point. The point is we can take whatever they're teaching for their worthless opinions with less than 10 lay testimonials, and we can put all the testimonials, all the advice into a pile, and this is what you need to fucking avoid. So validation needs to be avoided. All the coaches who have less than 3 Daygame lay testimonials all give validation. They all believe in volume. They all believe in spam approaching. They don't follow Johnny Elite's advice. Nobody believes in going indirect in the beginning, then switching to adaptive. They'll say, oh, it's a code read. Let's continue. All their advice is the same. That's why they have only like 1 to 3 Daygame lay testimonials. So this is like stupid brainwash sheeps sprouting nonsense they heard, since they can't afford to use their cars anymore due to the gas prices. So they listen to more stupid opinions as facts, worthless fucking opinions. But again, I'm going to show you a great way you can choose which Daygame advice will lead to you getting your dick wet in Daygame and get amazing results. So let's start with the first secret. This first secret is James Tuss is a good-looking white guy. So you assume he's good. But he only has 1 lay testimonial. 1 lay testimonial. How the fuck is he considered good? Doesn't make any fucking sense, does it? 1. How's he good? You can't assume that they're the same as the blue pill white guys or the guys who are naturals, who are real naturals. Anyone could use the term naturals. I've been trained by over 12 naturals of many ethnicities in the Inner Circle Mansion all over the world. And one thing I can tell you is that they all have perfect social skills. They have perfect social calibrations, emotional control. Their game all varies. So I was trying to teach you guys by using Kaizen, by using Elite 30, by using my boot camps, drilling it down. I was trying to recreate what the naturals naturally do, because their neural pathways is like they took Kaizen 10 times in my program. Imagine they took it 10 times in a row. Then they Daygame. They have perfect fucking body language. I have to teach my students how to have that. And my white student, who's old, 52 years old, bangs a 21-year-old, 25 and 21 again. You'll see his testimonials in the future, but you can see it in the testimonial section. He has no fucking hair. He's 5'7". He's chubby. He wears elevator shoes, JP. Elevator shoes. So when he doesn't wear elevator shoes and he's ugly, he's like 2 out of 10 in looks, JP, he gets all rejected. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. My fashion, anything else he wears, his own version, does not work for Daygame. Everything is calibrated. Don't reinvent the fucking wheel. This is not worthless advice here. This is the only advice that works. There's very few coaches out there that I can think of that has more than 10 laid testimonials. Really. So when we go over James Tusk, mental bullshit, I saved all his testimonials and I went over all of them. Right here. See that? That means all these testimonials, the only person who got laid was this ugly motherfucker over here. He claims he got married to a beautiful woman who's Polish. This guy. I mean, the better question is, how beautiful could she possibly be with a mug like that? I'm just saying. Well, then again, my ugly, bald old student banged like 8.5. So 21-year-old. Then 25, then 20. But he doesn't have my game. So therefore, how good looking could she possibly be? And the other guy, and I wasn't sure if this was a lay or not, because they write it like in such a confusing way. It sounds like he got multiple relationships, but in reality, he might be just hanging around with women and nothing happened. So I put in yellow, didn't say he got laid because I went over his testimonial. So let's go over the first one, shall we? I couldn't say hi to women. Client Diablo swapped the lonely Boston winter for meeting and dating multiple Colombian women in the Bogota summer. Wait, Colombia? Is that like fucking third world money, status advantage, exotic advantage? Really, motherfucker? On easy mode? Forming long-term relationships with them. Forming long-term. He didn't say he got laid or got girlfriends or anything like that. It's just forming. You see, these are confusing terms. Even Paul Jenka's testimonials have. So we'll say this one, we're not sure if it's a lay or not until proven otherwise. Unless they have more lay testimonials on YouTube, this is on their testimonial page. If they actually have more lay testimonials, wouldn't they post it all on their testimonial page? Oh, lay. They can't fucking do it. Just like Paul Jenka, because they don't fucking have it. So the next guy over here, I put not laid, 3 dates, lame, waste of money. So he wrote, I was able to talk to girls, but I needed to get better at dates with beautiful women. What? You're talking with girls? What the fuck? And you flew all the way from Ohio. Client M from Ohio flew to Belgrade, which is in Europe, to work with the team of fucking losers and worthless opinions, okay? And ended up with dating 3 beautiful Serbians. Dating. That means he went on a date with them. Oh, congratulations. Nobody got laid. Next guy. Some guy over here. He didn't get laid. So it says, I need to become more playful around sexy women. Client S from Chicago met us in Colombia and learned how to banter. Banter? You mean autistic banter? With any situation, nail 5 dates in 7 days. 5 dates in 7 days, paying thousands and thousands of dollars, flying to Colombia. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, is this for real? You can't make this shit up. They're setting the bar low. How can any of their advice be any useful? He didn't get laid. Next guy. This guy got laid. He got a wife out of it. So congratulations. We got to give credit where it's due. This guy. This ugly fuck. So I went from depressed with 0 options with girls to marry a beautiful Polish woman. Like I said, that word beautiful is very, well, I'll use it loosely based on his mug in their game. But however, client Francesco from Italy learned how to meet girls in any scenario, and he used these skills to meet his wife to be. So I put, he got married, but how beautiful could his wife be? But I have to give credit where it's due. This is that one testimonial. You see that? So all the other people, he just collects their money. The next James Tusk testimonial is a skinny white guy with shit fashion. And this is what it says. This guy. I was frustrated letting opportunities with beautiful women pass me by again and again. Before you guys drop off, how about I read it faster, huh? You motherfuckers. Okay? He didn't get laid. Just for the sake of argument, just to save time. The next guy did not get laid either. More confusing wording. But he didn't get laid. Client Ash from UK smashed through his fears and insecurities and ended up dating a beautiful Polish girl. But it didn't say laid. He just dated, like he wanted a date. I'll never go back to thinking Tinder will solve my dating problems. The next guy, Client Mike. He found attractive in a number of daytime situations and found new abundance was dating all. What the fuck does that mean? It's all lies. You see that? Whenever they write confusing wording, it means they didn't get laid. And this is the only way to confuse you because Paul Jenka does the same thing. Or Paul Scamka over here. See that? Only one lay testimonial for Paul Scamka. Same shit. So now you guys are getting it. This is the second time you see the same fucking pattern where a white dating coach only has one lay testimonial. So why listen to their advice? It's a worthless fucking opinion as facts. But I digress. Okay? So the big idea here is he only has one Daygame lay testimonial. But you are so autistic, you don't know that his infields are good or not. I think self-proclaimed high lay count guy later on would roast him. I mean, here's a guy who basically has the same problems. I can see all the issues with 3 lay testimonials. But hey, if he's gonna roast him, then great. Remember, I was gonna roast him first. That's why I went here first. I'm not gonna let him roast James Tusk before me. I'm the one who came up with the idea on my fucking blog. So, and I posted yesterday on the community section. I want first dibs on roasting James Tusk. Let's continue. So you have no ability to perceive these things. Well, neither do other white dating coaches who are critiquing their infield, who are just the blind leading the blind with less than 10 Daygame lay testimonials, having a worthless opinion as facts. But even though he has zero empathy, I'm talking about James Tusk. He has very short interactions. I didn't look through all his infields. He has no skills and social skills. It's all looks. He shouldn't get auto trust if he only has one Daygame lay testimonial. And this is important because if he only has one Daygame lay testimonial, then what in the world would anyone be so dumb enough to listen to his worthless opinion as facts? I said less than 10 lay testimonials equals worthless advice. But he only has one. Go figure. Only one. He's tied with Paul Jenka. Except this guy, he has muscles, unlike Paul Jenka. And I could go through all my testimonials again right now. Adrenaline. How can you reduce adrenaline as a medicine? Correct. Adrenaline's in the bloodstream. So there are ways to do that. There are vitamins and minerals that can do that. I'm not talking about buying a pill that's directly. If you can reduce your adrenaline, you can get over your approach anxiety more than Phenibut or whatever the fuck they say these days, or alcohol. That shit don't work. These guys are stupid and small brains. They're like, oh, talk about longevity, because they use Botox and hair implants. Guess what? This is my real hair. I still have my fucking hair. I'm much older, and I look way younger and I have no wrinkles. See? But shut the fuck up. This is fucking worthless opinions as facts. Seriously. So, like I said, I could gone through all the testimonials again right now. I could play it, but it's going to waste a lot of time. We can play afterwards. I have a lot to get through. So pay attention. Let's get through it. The second secret is Paul Jenka only has one Daygame lay testimonial after 50,000 clients. He's another Caucasian fraud with social impairment issues, taking your money since you assume he was good. So over here, last time in the last video, we went over Paul Scamka's testimonials. We don't have time to go through all today. But over here, only one person over here, I highlight in green, got laid right here. One. You're like, holy shit, just one? But I thought he got good advice. He talks about this 10% stats and he talks about all this stuff. No, when I analyze his infield, I'm going to rip him apart in the future. All the white dating coaches, all lined up, and just rip them all apart, metaphorically speaking, of course. If this is here, my brain has led to 502 late poll testimonials. My students, after a Skype infield analysis, they can recarve the key, the master key to open the woman's legs or the lock. There must be something really powerful between these two ears. My brain, there must be something magical. It's not a worthless opinion. That means everything I've been saying to you is related to the 502 late poll testimonials. This is not a worthless opinion. This is science. It's transferable. It's repeatable. So some of you motherfuckers need to get back out there and stop complaining about gas prices. I wrote a guide for you guys called Broke for the people that are complaining. Food prices, gas prices. You can Daygame like within a 10-minute or 15-minute walkable distance. There's many things you can do. Maybe I'll make a guide for Elite 30. So that way, when you buy Elite 30 or Elite Bundle, you get a free guide on how to Daygame 10 to 15 minutes away and not worry about gas prices and stop making fucking excuses. Use the fucking mirror, you fucking zombies. You think voting can be changed only? No. How old am I? How old is Johnny Late? Johnny Late is way, way older. Johnny Late started in 2001, Mystery 2003. So how old is Johnny Late? Is he Mystery's age? Who knows? I'm younger than Mystery, let's just say that. But I'm probably a lot older than you realize. How the fuck do I still have hair? Because I have a regimen that keeps the hair. I have specific ways that I use rosemary oil. Also with silica. Oh shit, I shouldn't even tell you guys. I've reverse engineered things because I'm smarter than these motherfuckers. I'm not gonna say anything more. Just think it's all biotin, right? Biotin only makes your hair grow faster. It doesn't add more fucking strands. Oh, use minoxidil or use no, fuck you. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Let's continue. Shall we? Paul Jenka. Main thing to understand is they try to call him advanced. Yet my students can same day lay in one approach. So who is the one approach same day lay guy? The 52-year-old student and also the tall black student. They can do it in one approach. The black student brought home two women just hours apart, or he day two of them, no flakes, doing Elite 30 in the mirror over and over. One approach or two, just one for one, and two on the same fucking day. Old man, two same day lays, and one day two, no flakes. So this whole idea of flaking equals autism. 10% stats, 90% autism. You get it? Same with Paul Jenka. 10% stats, 90% autism. 10% stats, 90% autism. Because they have no fucking social calibrations. If social calibrations is making them fucking same day lay. And the next student, a Chinese student, I have it right here. I can go through it. Let's not waste too much time. But the next testimonial in the future will be a Chinese student. His girlfriend came back. I didn't know he had a girlfriend. And guess what happened? She's in his apartment. He had to practice sneaking out there at night using elite access. And guess what happened when he sneaked out? He practiced for a whole month. He never made a single approach. When his friend was visiting the United States, his friend was using a hotel. So he asked his friend, hey, can I borrow your hotel to sleep with a woman if I can bring her back home and fuck her? His friend says, abso-fucking-lutely, right? And guess what? In 3 approaches, he fucking same day lays. So fuck your theories that you need to volume 10% stats, 90% autism. 3 approaches. He didn't approach for a whole fucking month. Next student, 5 approaches. Who is the 5 approaches? Another black student. I have him right here. It's like all the it's just so stupid that you guys don't get it. Because when you look at the testimonials, let's see, we're testimonial section. He's right over here, the black student. It turns out 4 really heavy rejections. He got pissed off. And on the 5th one, he fucking same day laid. is this guy over here. Another new student, black student. 5 approaches. Top guy. Right over here. Yeah, this guy on top, the red shirt. 5 fucking approaches. Who's number 6 approaches? Do you remember the Vietnamese guy we talked about on YouTube Live? This guy. Short Vietnamese lost virginity, got Latina girlfriend. 6 approaches. This guy. There's the Latina. And that's when he lost his virginity. Don't you get it? So for JP, who was like, oh, but I don't want to wear elevator shoes. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. My students, during the pandemic, on the worst fucking variant, was able to get laid in one approach 3, 5, and 6. So I want to say fuck you to everyone else for believing all these other dating coaches. How could that be? It's like a crash test at full power. The toughest situation of all time. Omicron. They still, for some unknown fucking reason, even Delta, are same day laying in one fucking approach. 3, 5, and 6 should be impossible. Nobody, no students in the world has ever accomplished that. So how accurate is my opinion? See, it's kind of funny. John Elite is the only one who's giving me the most optimized opinion in the world for Daygame. But you worship all these white plausibilities, and guess what happened to your fucking brain? You fucking shot your brain off with stupid fucking advice. Now you know if they have less than 10 Daygame late testimonials, they need to shut the fuck up. All right, let's continue. So yes, Paul Janka is a lazy autistic POA who spams approaches, mass texts women in the same text. That means he got like fucking 50 phone numbers. He'll text them all the same message. Hey, what are you doing right now? He's so fucking lazy. He has no skills. My students, when they text, the woman comes out because of social calibrations. Social calibrations. Like I said, 10% stats, 90% autism. 10% stats, 90% autism. 10% stats, 90% autism. All right. Paul Janka, 11% stats, 10%. Bullshit. And he married an ugly woman that's below his look scale. Really, motherfucker? Really? Might as well be red pilled. So you see me as good because he's tall and white. But he's not the same as the blue pill white guys with perfect social skills or the real naturals who has social skills and social calibrations and emotional control. These guys have no fucking emotions. Even RSD Max is good looking. Coach Kyle is good looking. We should look at Coach Kyle's testimonials in the future. But they suck shit compared to the white naturals or the blue pill guys who are tall and who has perfect social skills. These guys are below the line of fuckability for Daygame due to autism. That means when I went through Paul Janka's testimonials, he only has one guy like getting laid. 50,000 clients extracting their money because of white plausibility. That's why I'm trying to take it down. If we can take white plausibility down or white autism, then you guys will stop being gaslighted by worthless opinions. It's all frauded, assumed, a great white paradox. I mean, seriously. 45-second number closer, 10% stats. Even I studied Paul Janka's game too. I took 1 or 2 gold nuggets, that's it. The rest is trash. 10% stats means 90% autism. We could go through more testimonials, and we already know Johnny Late is the best. And you've only seen a fraction of my late testimonials posted. But let's go to the next area. All right. Third secret is self-proclaimed high lay count guy is looking over people's infields. And for all I know, he might be posting it very soon. I don't know the timing, maybe in half an hour. But when I think about it, with 3 late testimonials for Daygame, I only counted 3. Unless there's more. I haven't seen it. 3. 3 is roasting 1 late testimonial. James Tusk. Is that crazy? It's like a fucking circus. How can a person who's basically every bit as uncalibrated is roasting people slightly less calibrated? I have 502 late poll testimonials. Like I said, white plausibility, they don't show any proof. Just stats, self-proclaimed, seeking arrangements, lead generation, pics in the bathroom, sticking out their tongues. Pull to a cab, pouring water on our tits, but nothing from open to instigate to pull to sex. It just doesn't exist. It's always separate. White plausibility. White plausibility. Sure, he can point out the autistic behavior of others, but can he see his own lack of social calibrations with 3 late testimonials? This is the power of white plausibility. Still considered worthless opinion. Hypocritical, but they kind of feel guilt. Personally, I don't have any beef with him. I'm just, when he says like, oh yeah, I got the most results for anyone in the industry for my client. Bullshit. They just pad their testimonials. That made me a little bit angry. But because as long as he keeps kicking RSD Tyler in the face, I don't have any major beef with him. I'm doing this because I need to get rid of white plausibility. I have my own mission. It's just funny we're both roasting James Tusk at the same fucking time. But I digress. But still, in my opinion, they need to show proof, not just stupid charts, not just standing next to women, not out of context, seeking stupidity pics in the bathroom, or pulled to a cab. Nothing happens. Except pouring water on tits, like I said. Nothing for open to sex. I just have to show one. And for me, every single one of those cut infields all has a full infield in the bedroom stuff. And all of the lay pics you've seen has an infield that I don't want to show due to the location. So they all have the same day lay infield. I have them all. That's the funny thing. The reason I don't show it is because I don't want people to learn the social skill flow drill, reverse engineer it. Because my advice is not worthless advice. You copy, but of course, I could show you a whole fucking infield in the future. I can just censor it, mosaic it, and just play the whole thing. Did you know it's like a couple hours for each of them? It's not like a 30 seconds or something, or it's a couple hours. It takes time to convert her. So, John, as long as you do specific eating, for example, fasting. I do intermittent fasting, so that's why I do. Balding, whatever, fucking so stupid, like transplant. Where are you getting these bullshit advice? So I made a white plausibility chart. White plausibility chart, so that way you guys can see it. Let's take a look at the chart. Here it is. White plausibility chart. Hope you guys are liking this tablet. You can kind of see what's going on with it. I got long fingers, so I can kind of hold it with one hand. You see, this is proof right here. Proof is the same day lay. Open to sex. Bedroom stuff. But over here, it's just a pull to the cap. Seeking stupidity, right? Standing next to women, stats, all that shit. You see that? White dating coaches, they never have the proof. Now you know why. White plausibility. It's impossible for a white dating coach to ever show proof because they have lack of social skills and social calibrations. In the future, you're going to see me going over all of their infields for white dating coaches. You'll see none of them has a triangular flow drill. It always gets disrupted because the corpus callosum in the middle of their brain, that part that connects the left to right brain, is weak. As soon as a third step happens, they can't do it. This is why some of my unteachable case students cannot do the Daygame stop because it requires many steps. Every time they do the third step, they create a new step. They fuck it up with their own zombie step. And they're saying stupid shit like, okay, now that you've seen this white plausibility chart, there would be another chart I want to show you. But the tricky thing is that they trick you, is that they trick your ears. So they say, here's my unverifiable lay count. And then you fucking sheeps are like, oh, white plausibility. That's their lay count. Oh, Paul Janka said this was his lay count. And so is James Tusk. But Paul Janka with his ugly fucking wife. No proof. Not even the same day laden field. Just a fucking number closes. Do you see a pattern here? Now that you know based on their testimonials who has a real opinion and who has a worthless opinion. Now you know why they can't show it. Because they never are the same as the blue pill or the naturals that have trained me. I think for self-proclaimed high lay count guy, his uncle is a natural. So it makes a lot of sense. He should listen more to his uncle because there's some good advice coming out of his uncle's mouth. That's more accurate information. And I got 12 of those guys mentoring me. They offload everything to my brain. So I see the patterns. That's why I taught it like this. Social skills, social calibrations, emotional control game. Looks, money, status. They're all multimillionaires for the people I know. I don't know why. Except for one guy, a short little Pakistani guy, 5'4". He's not rich. He's poor as fuck. But his game was very interesting. I learned a lot. So his fashion style, how he clothes in the bedroom, even without height. He still wears heel lifts, by the way. So he's around 5'7" or over. Don't you get it, you dumb fucks who are like 5 foot? You're like short little fuck. You're like 5'3" or 5'4". I didn't want to wear heel lifts or elevator shoes. Even this little Pakistani dude is wearing it. You fucking zombies. All right, let's continue. Well, the tricky thing is they trick your ears. So you automatically, like a fucking sheep, oh, their leg count. You see that? If I didn't make all these videos talking about white plausibility, you would still believe them without any critical fucking thinking. Without any critical fucking thinking, you just be like mentally self-destructing. Don't you get it? Now they manipulate your ears the same way as CNN or MSNBC. Now the White House, because Elon Musk is taking over Twitter. Not Tinder, Twitter. Now they want to create a new 1984 style Ministry of Truth to gaslight you so they can manipulate your ears and eyes, just like Russia has done to their own people. Don't you get it? Once they can manipulate your ears, then they can form your conclusions. But you've been listening all this time to worthless opinion. And then once you see that, then you see the white plausibility chart. Then you start saying, oh, it might be true. They say there's delay count. You have a fucking stupid conclusion because you're autistic. And all of a sudden, you're seeing like little bits of, oh, there's a stat chart. Who knows, even James Tusk may have a stupid stat chart. And then they start standing next to a woman. Who knows how they met? It could be seeking arrangements, lead gen. Who knows where they're from? Because we don't know. We don't see from open to instigate to pull to sex. So how we know? But they say, I got the most proof of anyone. No, you got like 100 fucking dry pull infields. How many of them converted? How many? If they're that autistic. Night game, maybe. That's plausible because 15 out of 35. But day game, 20 out of 35. Skeptical. Very, very skeptical. Because you have no proof. Isn't it a coincidence? Let me ask you sheeps a question. Isn't it a coincidence that all these white dating coaches you've been worshiping with white plausibility, they have never once shown a same-day lay infield from open to sex? I'm not saying every second doesn't be cut. I'm just saying, do they connect together all the way to the bedroom? Do they connect? What was the name of the herbal show? Can you guys stop reverse engineering all my technologies? If you guys keep reverse engineering, how the fuck am I supposed to teach you guys? Get elite access or get my bundle. And from now on, how about this? Starting today, I'm going to create a new mini course on how to day game within 15-minute walk distance. How to use public transportation game. Yeah, we'll add that to that thing. So you have no fucking excuses for gas prices. You don't have to be at the main fucking place. Most of the naturals do not day game at the main location. You know that? They always go to secret locations because women do not have their shield up. You're like, what? So, for example, if you're Toronto, the very first place you guys are thinking, I got to go to the Eaton Center. I got to go to the Eaton Center. Well, fuck you. Because there are many places you can go to that doesn't have to be there because all the PUAs are there. You're going to have competition with other autistic PUAs giving validation. So when you go to other places, the women does not have the shield up. The shields are down. Does that make sense? And you save money on gas prices and you can pull her home faster. Then you can work her in the bedroom with seduction, not domination. You're not here to get her drunk and just fucking wrestle. Then you can same day lay using my system. And even if you try to use their system and try to be closer to your pole location, like a fucking fool, like Game Easy TV, like a fucking fool, with zero Daygame lay testimonials, a worthless opinion. Let's continue. So this is propaganda. They affect your ears, they affect your eyes. And you form the opinions as dumb as Russians in Russia. They all believe that they're on a special military operation. Do you see how fucking stupid these sheeps are? They don't. You can, once you control their eyes and you control their ears and you control their conclusions, then they can manipulate you. But now you guys are looking at their testimonials and realizing they don't have they have a worthless fucking opinion. Less than 10. They're so far away from 10. Even getting 3 late testimonials is a fucking miracle. Are you saying that you can regrow some loss? Of course you can. Of course you can. If you can do it minox. Okay, stop trying to reverse engineer my technologies, guys. They have done a scientific study between the two and they're able to regrow the hair. Exactly the same without the itchy scalp. Whoops. Did I say it out loud? Even at my age, I still have hair. So, of course, the reason why you're losing hair is because you're autistic with too much cortisol. Cortisol kills all your hairs. The more autistic you are, the more cortisol you have in your system. That's why they need alcohol or other things to deal with their approach anxiety or whatever. The more cortisol you have, the more it dissolves their hair. And the more they take steroids, microdosing as they call it, sure, microdosing, then it dissolves their fucking hair on top of the cortisol. So for the students that are the most autistic, they're always receding like crazy because there's too much autism and cortisol. Let's continue. So you only see pulling to a cab, nothing from open to sex for Daygame. So it's just full of excuses. Oh, you can't do that. It's not legal. Well, just show us one, man. One. So when you say, oh, you should only open with this line, right? Hi, as they say the line, I want to meet you real quick or something. The problem is they don't have our attention. So they're like, hey, I want to meet real quick. The women cannot hear what they're saying because they're slurring the fucking words. Because they don't have any fucking facial expressions. Hey, I want to meet real quick. What? And then she stops. So they think their opener works. But they go through like fucking like nonstop rejections and they say, oh, it doesn't matter. I got like whatever, I do 100 approaches a day. My students can get laid in 1 approach, 3 approach, 5, 6. So whatever they're doing, they're like, oh, you shouldn't go indirect because of it's like worthless fucking opinion. My students go indirect, they switch to adaptive. It's not a cold read. It's just more like in the moment, like, oh shit, I just noticed something about you right now. You have to use the word by the way to transition, otherwise it won't work. If you directly just go to neutral, which is I want to meet you real quick, while that may work for night game, it's not going to work for day game. And you can't touch your way to victory. That means every one of their advice is bullshit. So they say, no cold reads or don't be gamey or something. I don't use gamey tactics, but I use teasing. My students tease. They don't use push pulls. They don't use challenging. They don't use self, like all this shit. But they still tease when she's off the line. So you can't just throw them all out because of your no gaming policy. Or they say, oh, you need funnels. You just put them onto the leads, right? Funnels. But they have 3 late testimonials, which debunks funnels. Oh, now you guys going through cognitive dissonance. They're like, oh, you're enough. Just believe it. Expect the lay to happen, right? Just like JP over there with no fucking height. Oh, I don't need elevator shoes, right? Just expect a lay because you're awesome. And they're a little Asian fuck with shit fashion, shit hairstyle, no height, nothing, no muscles. Expects to be awesome. He got a few phone numbers. Nothing happened. That's the testimonial for their videos. Set the bar low. Now you guys are seeing through the bullshit, through the matrix. Fuck this matrix red pill shit. And then they start to compare their phone numbers in their phone. 10% stats, Paul Skamka, 90% autism. I'm not saying that of him. I'm just saying that of Paul Janka. 90% autism. So they all fall under unhelpful patterns. So I start to show you a chart called the CBT unhelpful thinking patterns. You're like, what? CBT is cognitive behavioral therapy. So you're saying, John, that there are 10 traits that if you have them, You're not thinking clearly. You're not scientific like John Elite students who are getting laid in one approach. 3, 5, 6. Here's a chart. Hold on. So this is from the cognitive behavioral therapy sites. So if you start saying, "Oh, you just gotta say, I want to meet you real quick," or you cannot use code reads, or you cannot, this is what they call all or nothing thinking. Why should people be flirting at the same? Yes, they should be flirting when she's finally opening up and talking more. Because if you use a social skill flow drill, as you can see over here, right here, in the beginning, you can kind of see from opening to further. But she's off the line like here, right? Off the line. Then you got to tease. Then you got to use the flow drill. It's like a triangle. The more you can do the flow drill, it's not like Mystery's 5 threads. Mystery is Asperger's. Mystery has 0 Daygame late testimonials. So if you do the triangular flow drill, you are adding more to the line. Does that make sense? The line's going forward all the way to your bedroom to sex. Therefore, that's how my students are able to do it, because they practice the social skill flow drill. They practice the social calibrations that this guy cannot see. So let's go over the 10 traits that debunks his ideology that led to only 3 Daygame late testimonials, which is called worthless fucking opinion as facts. Number 1, over here. My hand's kind of hurting from holding this, but right here. All or nothing thinking. You're like, what do you mean by all or nothing thinking? Sometimes it's called black and white thinking. Oh, I'm not perfect, I'll fail, or either it's I do it right or it's not at all. What does that mean? It's black and white thinking that the only opener that you can use is I want to meet you real quick and slurring through it. If it's the only one, then why are my students getting laid so quickly? My students go indirect. So that way, if you went direct, you'd be shot in the fucking face. You see that? My students redirect the line of fire, so they go indirect. You see that? Even if the gun went off, it won't hit me in the fucking face. You see that? It is very close. A bullet just nearly grazed me. See that? I don't even have to look at it. This is Krav Maga. I've been practicing this so much. Just barely misses my fucking face. See, no matter how many times I try to shoot, I can't get hit. So that's the first step. Indirect to get her to stop. It's the first principles. They're reasoning by analogy because Mystery said this. The 3-second rule, Mystery said this. Do not reason by the past by other autistic PUAs with less than 10 late testimonials. So number 1, get out the line of fire. Number 2, control the weapon. Push it down, boom. And then you move it, you move your hand up, you move this down. Krav Maga, weapon defense. So that's when you switch over right here, transition. So what do you transition? Oh, by the way, I've noticed something else about you right now. It's kind of like, by the way, I just noticed there's a pie on your face. It has to be somewhere like that. So it becomes more natural. Like you just notice something. So it's not about indirect. It's about redirect the line of fire. Okay? And controlling the weapon. I've noticed you are X plus Y. Are you Z? It's not a code read. You're finding 2 pieces about her. It's not a code read. Because it's natural. Because now you notice. It's like, oh, there's a pie on your face right now. Or the fly just flew on your fucking head. Or there's cum on your face that just magically showed up. Oh, by the way, there's cum on your face, friend. You don't say that. By the way, I just noticed something about you right now. And the tonality goes up. You have to say, by the way. So that way, you don't get fucking shot again in the fucking face where it's pulled backwards. You get shot in the fucking face. By the way, and switch. Get it? I've noticed something else about you right now. I've noticed that you are X plus Y. Are you Z? Strike the attacker. Get it? Control the weapon. Strike the attacker. I've noticed that you are X plus Y. Are you Z? Boom. Now they're staggered. And how you disarm. Hey, I know we should be social distancing right now. You got to disarm the fear. Because this BA2 variant that's going around, don't worry. I got COVID tested yesterday. I'm healthy. Now you grab underneath the gun. So when you punch, you don't just go over the barrel here. You get it? When you fucking punch like this, right? Get it? You push down. You strike. But your hand does not go over the gun because you get shot. Your arm will be shot off. You have to go here and go back over like this. So 1, 2, 3, here, 4, 5. Underneath the hammer. Get it? Now you have the weapon. Turn it to break the grip. Right here. Turn here and pull backwards this way. You have fingers, snap it off. Pull it out. So you disarm. Hey, I know that we should be social distancing, but this BA2 variant thing that's going around, don't worry. I don't have it. I'm very healthy. I got a COVID test yesterday. Oh, now she says, oh, it's okay. You get it? Why can my students get laid in less than 5 approaches? 1 approach, 3, 5, and 6. How? Because they all use exactly the same phrase. So they under the crash test, right? On full pressure, it works. So if it works, then why don't you fucking use it? Why even say, oh, I want to meet you real quick? It leads to no fucking late testimonials. Only during lockdown 3, they got like 2 at the same time for their products. They only have 1 for an 8-week mentorship program. 1. That means all this funnels, all this shit does not work for a Daygame. It's all a lie. Based on the statistics. My students, 502 late post testimonials. Give a thumbs up if you guys are getting it. You're finally getting it. You got to weapon disarm because it's first principles. I don't care about no fucking what Mystery said, 3-second rule. This is first principle. I gotta get her to fucking stop. I gotta redirect the line of fire by changing the topics. I gotta strike the attacker by using something that's more natural in the moment. And then I gotta disarm it by calling out the elephant in the room that can cause her fear. If I don't deal with the COVID fear and she's not vaccinated, she'll freak the fuck out. Is that smart? That's Elon Musk thinking, first principles. But they don't think like that. They reason by analogy. They say, because Mystery said this, therefore the pastor. Mystery has, how many lay testimonials does Mystery have, guys? 0. Tied with Paul, not Paul Janka. Paul Janka has 1. Mystery has 0. He's tied with another tall white dating coach who's not good looking, who's considered the best. 0. Mystery has 0 Daygame lay testimonials. ABCs only has 6 by using Mystery method. ABCs of low self-esteem, gaslighting the Asians on a TikTok. Don't you see a pattern? Mystery method. Self-proclaimed high lay count guy. Mystery method derivative. 3 lay testimonials. 3, 6. Less than 10. Worthless opinion. Worthless. You're like, oh shit, you're right. So you shouldn't be listening to ABCs or JT Trend. And you should not be listening to anything for Daygame about from self-proclaimed high lay count guy, or even Queefin Casanova, 7 late testimonials. You're like, holy shit, John. All of this time you've been consuming all this bullshit advice. Correct. So let's get through the list, okay, of the unhelpful thinking patterns, okay? Oh, the only way to open is if you say, like, I want to meet you real quick. The next one's called overgeneralization. Seeing a pattern based upon a single event, which is night game, or being overly broad in the conclusions we draw. Overgeneralization. Everything's always a rubbish. Nothing ever happens. You can only use one opener. I use multi-step opener because I'm not thinking in terms of a PUA. I'm thinking in terms of first principles. How could we get every single woman into a same-day lay on the first approach? You got to get her to stop. Isn't that right? It's not going to work if you say, I want to meet you real quick. There's no guarantee every woman's going to stop if you don't at least say, excuse me real quick, I have a question. I want to meet you real quick. Or excuse me real quick, I have blah, 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 blah. Then maybe if you switch, I just really want to meet you real quick. I know it's kind of random or it's kind of weird that people don't talk anymore during the pandemic. If he did something like that, it would be more natural. It just flows out from the algorithms. But instead, they have to be like, it would have worked better if you attack the attacker, like weapon disarming. If you use that instead of creative and artistic. You have curly hair and big hips. Are you from Brazil? She's like, oh my God, I am. How do you know that? Actually, yeah, but if she gets scared, hey, by the way, I know we should be social distancing, okay? But I'm already vaccinated. I already got a COVID test yesterday. I'm healthy. She's like, oh, it's okay. Yes, I'm from Brazil. Don't you get it? First fucking principles. So this overgeneralization or black and all or nothing thinking does not work. Next one, mental filtering. Only pays attention to certain type of evidence. Notice our failures, but not seeing our success. So mental filter means that he's taking this stupid night game, this sort of like, oh, you can't be gamey at all. I'm not saying we should be gamey because my students are very natural. They flow from the algorithms like this. They flow from the algorithms. There is no, and they flow from the skill set. They always talk about tactics and always talk about strategy, but they never talk about the skills. Like the Russians. Russians may have some tactics, they may have some strategy, but they have no skills whatsoever on the battlefield lately. They're just bombing indiscriminately the Ukrainians with shitty equipment, shit skills, shitty equipment. So skills is very important. Even if Mayweather Jr. was able to adapt the strategy to every opponent, he still needs to have the base skills, Elite 30, the defense, to slide by all the punches. Right? That's Elite 30. It's like the Mayweather defense. The Elite playbook is his offense, picking the shots. Jab, social skill flow drill, right cross, tease, hook, uppercut is a touch. So they just touch their way to victory. Their whole fucking game is just touch, over-sexualize it, moving it forward, DHV stories. You see, it's just mental filtering through their bullshit mental filter. It's not even accurate. The next one is called disqualifying the positives. So, for example, if there's a component that's more natural, kind of like, I just noticed something else about you right now. It's kind of like just in the moment. It's not like some kind of line. You go from indirect to stopper, but you notice something, it becomes more natural with the right tonalities. You see that? This is multi-level thinking. They only have like level 2 thinking. Sure, they think more in depth, but I'm thinking like level 3, 4, 5, 6. There's timing, there's tonalities, there's speed, there's body language. They can't think like this. I have 502 late poll testimonials. They have 3. So there's disqualifying the positives. That means if they disqualify it or anything gamey is bullshit, then they disqualify the teasing, which is necessary for my students. Every single student since I was John Wayne until now have gotten later pulled in the boot camp, except for 3. That's a very good track record. Kaizen, 100% track record. I still have like a zombie student right now. He has not finished the course. Until he does, and he fails because he's an unteachable case, then I finally have my first student that did not get late from the course. I'm willing to take that risk because I didn't want to take him on as a client, but he threw money at me and just begged and begged and begged. I'm ready now. It's like, no, you're not. You're not teachable. I'm ready. Fucking teach me. Unteachable. Kicked him out for like a month. Kicked him out for another week. But I'm still going to keep him on the program. Let him finish his program and get the neural pathways. Next one is called disqualifying the positive. Next one's called jumping to conclusions. 2 + 2 = 5. See that right here? 2 + 2 = 5. So it's not like I'm making this stuff up. Mind reading or fortune telling, predicting future. So they jump to conclusions that this is the only way to do stuff, right? Like, oh yeah, if you do this. They're jumping to a lot of conclusions like, oh, you got to use your leads. You got to funnel them into the fucking funnels, which does not work, except for 3 late testimonials. Magnification, catastrophizing, minimizing. Either they blow things out of proportions or they're shrinking things to make it seem less important. Next one's called emotional reasoning, but they don't have any emotion, so they're not doing that. Shoulds and musts. You should do this. You must do that. You should not use anything gamey. You must throw the baby out with the bathwater. You can't tease, right? Just one thing that's very useful as a tool. Even the other naturals use it, but you can't use that because it's gamey. Even though my students are not using push-pulls, they're not using challenges, they're not using assumption stories, they're not using fucking self-amusement, they're just using teasing. No, but it's shoulds and musts. They should not be gamey. It's like, well, you have a worthless fucking opinion. Less than 10 late testimonials at 3. Next one's labeling. Assigning labels to ourselves or others. These guys are all stupid because they're doing this. Personalizing. This is my fault. They don't do that. or conversely blaming other people for something that was your fault. You get the point. A lot of it, they're hitting the unhelpful thinking patterns. My one, however, is leading to people getting laid in 1 approach, 3 approach, 5 and 6. Is not my opinion. My opener, for example, this is one example, which is leading to all these same day lays and day 2s that do not flake. Do not fall under any of these 10 traits at all. Is it all or nothing thinking? No, it's a very multi-step thinking. Just like Krav Maga, weapon disarming. It's not like one way of doing it. Overgeneralization. Am I overgeneralizing? No, I'm very specific. Am I mental filtering that, like, oh no, you have to be like, no. I'm saying you gotta be adaptive. And over time, some of the last pieces, the disarm, can change. You know, I took a COVID test, BA2, whatever. I'm healthy. Don't you guys get it? Give a thumbs up. You're getting it. Disqualifying positives. I'm not. Jumping to conclusions. I'm not. These conclusions led to late testimonials. Magnifies or magnification, catastrophize. No, I'm not minimizing anything. Emotional reasoning. No. Shoulds or must. There's no shoulds or must. It's adaptive. Am I labeling stuff? No. Am I you see that? I don't fall under the unhelpful thinking patterns because I'm not delusional. Let's end this very soon because I gotta get going. So according to this chart, most of their advice for Daygame, even their analysis, is less than 10 late testimonials. And it's backed by nothing, just opinions as facts, not scientific. That's all I gotta say for today. Hope you guys learn a lot. I got plenty of fucking late testimonials to post and plenty of other white dating coaches to roast. Lots of them. We're going to go over all their late testimonials or lack of it. Anyways, thank you for joining me today. By me spending 1 hour and 16 minutes with you. 1 hour and 16 minutes. Normally it takes me 10 hours to edit one video. We get to spend time. I think I saved like 8 hours and something minutes. So hope that makes sense. I think I saved time by being on YouTube Live more. If I'm not here, you'd be gaslighted. So from now on, check how many Daygame late testimonials. I don't care about Tinder or Night Game. How many Daygame? Then see if their opinions matter because Mystery did not pass this test. Thank you very much for being here. I want more students. Stop making excuses. There'll be a new guide. I'm going to film it maybe today or tomorrow or soon. How to Daygame 15 minutes away from the poll location. You have to use it my way because you can't validate. You'll be rejected to hell and back. Wasting everyone's time. Do it my way. No excuses. And for my students who are worried about gas prices, I know you guys gotten late. You're not as hungry. But I'll teach you how to make money, how to save money, how to budget money. And I have a new section on my site. If you look at my website, it says afford my Daygame course with a question mark. Go check it out in the menu. I'm giving you exact advice on how to save money. So you cannot blame fucking gas prices just because you're stuck like the fucking Russians logistically. Go ahead and watch his fucking stupid video of him. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad he's pointing out the other guy's mistakes, but, you know, he's got plenty of his own. That's all I say. I have no beef with him, but at the same time, it's kind of ridiculous. It's like hypocritical. Anyways, don't listen to worthless opinions in the future. No. Now you know better. Johnny Lee out.